What percentage of your life choices, from who you'll marry to how you'll raise your kids to your career choices, how much of your choices and how much of your success, what percentage has been driven by the need to create a means to say fuck you to your parents? How much of your success was a way of saying, I'll show you. You didn't believe in me, I'll show you. See, I deal with the most successful of the most successful in my counseling practice in Manhattan. I have clients around the world. And you know what I discover? You know what we see as we're working together is that they build these extraordinary companies or massive achievements in academia or in athletics or all sorts of things. And they discover that they're still not happy inside. Do you want to know why? Because so much of it was done for the purpose of saying, fuck you, old man, or I'll show you, mom. In other words, they were doing their life, spending their life, making their decisions as a reaction to something a parent had said or something a parent had done, likely repeatedly. A message that had been pressed into the wet cement of their soul as a child that they've been reacting to their entire lives. And if you're reacting, you're not living from your center. You're not living authentically. And guess what? You may achieve a world of success, but it doesn't fill you inside because it's not who you really are. You're still just a reaction. You're still just saying fuck you to somebody that may now be dead by the time you fucking already achieve it, or maybe they're still alive. But how much of your life has been spent not just trying to gain parental approval, not just trying to avoid their criticism, but as a way of saying, see, I showed you, or as a way of saying, fuck you. So how much of your life are you still wasting trying to show them? And then maybe it's time to change and begin to live authentically. That's what I wrote my book for. There's a hole in my love cup. That's what I do all these free fucking TikToks for. You use these as jumping off points in your journaling, writing letters you don't send, but getting out all the pain and getting down to those core beliefs you were taught about yourself and realizing and getting out the drivers that are causing you to waste your life as a living reaction to what happened back there. Have a
one quick little tip this morning, and that is this. When it comes to secrets, do you want to save yourself some pain? Just assume anytime you're telling someone a secret that they're going to tell one other person. And ask yourself, who is the person this person is most likely to tell? And then ask yourself, am I okay with that third person, second person, whatever, knowing this secret? Now, they may not actually tell them, but you need to assume they will. Why? Because that'll save you some fucking pain. Am I okay with that second person knowing my secret? And if you're not, don't fucking tell this first person. If you are okay with it, then go ahead. Does that excuse the first person telling the second person? No, that's not the point. And if somebody trusts you with the secret, don't fucking share it. But to save yourself some pain, you need to just assume they're going to tell somebody else. And if you're not okay with that, don't fucking do it. Oh, and by the way, this is my last day with this big guy because his evil father, my son, came to take him back after summer camp. We have had 2 months with Torsten. He's best, furriest, white, furry dog in the whole world. We love him very much. And we're going to miss him. Think about who you're telling your secrets to. Are you maybe telling the wrong people because they're telling other people? Think about it. Have a kick-ass.
I've done a lot of videos on cheating. And one of the biggest effects of cheating on a relationship is the destruction of trust. And trust can take years to get over, much to the chagrin of the person who actually did the cheating, because they want you to get over it right now. But that just shows that person has no fucking concept of how hard trust is to get past. But there's an even bigger impact of cheating on a relationship. And it's not so much on the relationship per se, it's on the person who was cheated on. And again, it's not just trust, well, I've had plenty of clients say over the years, it's bigger than trust. Because it's not just the effect it has on the relationship, it's the effect that it has on me. For so many people, it destroys, as you might easily guess, it destroys how I thought you thought of me. I thought you really liked me. I thought you saw me as great. And so what it does is it destroys my self-confidence. Because, and especially if you were raised to believe that you're unworthy, or that you're no good, or that you're not good enough, or the real you doesn't matter, or you're too short, too fat, too tall, too skinny, too lazy, too stupid, too whatever. And so I've had this person in my life who, by their simply being in my life married to me, made me feel like I was worthy. And now you've just yanked the fucking carpet out from under that, and now I feel unworthy again. All those voices that were planted in me as a child, that you're unworthy, that you're no good, that you're not wanted. All those fucking voices come rising back the fuck up again, and it fucking rings in your head, and it destroys anything you've tried to build in your life in terms of confidence and worthiness is now utterly destroyed. So when the person who cheated says, oh, you need to get over it, you know, that was months ago or that was a year ago, it's like, you have no fucking clue the level of damage that was done in the destruction of the trust in the relationship, which is huge. It's as big as it gets. But then on the individual themselves, and as a result, their engagement in the relationship, you've destroyed that individual's perception of their own self. So fucking congratulations on that one. So at what point in your life do you realize the damage, if you're the one who's been cheated on, the damage that has been done to you? And do you really fucking believe you can get over this? And do you really even fucking want to? And if you're the one who
I had a former client call me today and say, Sven, I fucking hate you and I fucking love you. And I said, oh, I gotta hear this. Tell me the hate first. She says, I fucking hate when you're right and your fucking voices in my head. I said, what are you talking about? She said, do you remember when you were telling me, when you were counseling me and I was going through the fucking breakup after my husband cheated on me, and you used to say to me, this is gonna end up being the greatest blessing that ever happened to you. And I fucking hated when you would say that because I hated him so much. I had so much pain inside of me and so much anger inside of me. I said, yeah, I remember that. She says, I fucking hated you for it. And your voice always rang in my head about that. I said, well, what do you love me for? She says, I love you for the fact that you were fucking right. I said, talk to me. She says, Sven, it forced me to finally let go of that relationship, and you have no idea how freeing it was to be away from a person who only pretended to love you. It forced me to be on my own and face being alone and go into my own shit, just like you always told me, and get all that fucking pain out of me. And you helped me do that, get all the pain out. Do you know how freeing and alive it feels to not have all the shit from my fucking past, all that shit that drove me into a shitty relationship to begin with? Oh my God, Sven. He said, but you know what the best part is? I said, what's that? She said, I'm in a new relationship. I had no idea what relationships could truly be like when they're at their best, when I'm at my best. She says, Sven, I love you for how right you were. So what is it for you? What grand curse has become or is becoming or could end up becoming your greatest blessing? Is it that somebody walked away from you, a friend? Is it that a parent or a family member turned their back on you? Is it that you got the disease? Is it that someone fucking cheated on you? What is the grand curse of your life that has become or is becoming the grand blessing? Have a kick-ass
You know what the real
day.
secret of success is? It's not going after two opportunities and saying yes to things and seizing opportunities and all that. No, the real secret to success is having the courage to say no. Saying no to all the things that are dragging you down, such as the longing for security, the need to have the safe route, the need to have people approve of you. And if you don't have courage to say no in the small things, that your own career will not flourish, because later in life, as you get more responsibility, as you make more money, as you have more influence, it's going to require even greater no's. And if you are not faithful in the small no's and the medium no's, you will not say no at the big times, the most critical times when there's greater responsibility. And so you're, in a way, you're stealing, S-T-E-E-L, steal your spine. You're making it stronger by having the ability to say no in the small things, because the no's get only bigger. So what are the things in your life that you know that you need to say no to? And when do you find the courage to do it? Because your life ain't going to fucking grow or expand or get richer or get fuller until you have the balls to say no. Have a kick-ass.
You know, I do a lot of posts on cheating because I've seen a lot of it in my 25 years as a therapist. Plus, I wrote a fucking book on cheating. You can get it at my website, Badass Counseling. But one of the craziest things that I see most frequently, once the cheating comes out, or even if I'm working with a client who cheated, is not the denial of cheating. It's when someone admits that they've cheated and they actually attempt to justify it. They say, well, you know, she hasn't been putting out for a long time. Or she says, you know, he's been emotionally distant for years. Or, you know what, it was only a one-off. Or whatever. That they actually think there's some fucking justification for cheating. And I have to tell you, there's none. There's no justification for betraying someone else's trust in you. And you can make up your bullshit fucking beliefs. Oh, I was this and she's a bitch or he's an asshole. No,
There's no justification. You just don't have the balls to look the other person in the face and end the relationship before you instead go off and hurt them. You're gonna be so fucking selfish as to take for yourself and potentially blow up the relationship, because it's easier to blow it up than it is to look another human being in the face and say, I need to end this relationship before you ever cheat. So your justifications of your cheating are fucking bullshit. Shove it up your ass. So who are you hurting, or who has hurt you by cheating and trying to make you believe that they were justified? Have a kick-ass day.